Quentin, Tarantino, and...
Hey! Woo!
Good. How did it look to you guys?
Awesome!
All the right order. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I love this movie. I was really depressed about this year in film, and then it arrived to save the day.
Oh, thanks.
And I was so happy. I saw it several times, and then it seemed like a flood of really good movies came out in its wake. This is going to be a really good. I won't say anything about awards yet. I don't want to jinx anything, but I love this movie.
Yeah, no, I don't want to jinx anything either, but like, I saw The Irishman in London when I was in London. I just happened to be walking down the street and it was playing at the Curzon, and I go, oh, when does this start? You know, I didn't even know it was playing in the theater. You know, when does this start? In 5 minutes? Fuck yeah, okay. I thought it was terrific.
That's great. You got this idea while shooting Inglorious, is that right?
And not so much Inglorious. Actually, I think the first time I put pen to paper was
the idea of the actor and the stunt.
Yeah, it wasn't on Inglorious actually, but actually now that I'm thinking about it, no, it was sometime after Death Proof that I think was the very first time I put like pen to paper and started kind of exploring the idea. But what it was happened, it was on a movie. I keep it ambiguous. But it was on a movie that I was doing that had a kind of older actor, and you know, he had a stunt guy that had been his guy for like about 8 or 9 years or so, and there was really nothing for him. So but then one day the actor came to me and he goes, look, I got a guy. This has kind of been my guy for the last 8 or 9 years. This is my stunt guy. Now, I haven't busted your balls about it because it's not really nothing for him. But that gag coming up on Thursday, he could do that. So would you mind, if I let him come in for the day to do that bit? Yeah, sure, no problem. And so the guy showed up, and one of the things about it was you could tell that 8 years ago, 6 years ago, even 5 years ago, that they were probably like a perfect double. I mean, like you could probably shoot close-ups of the stunt guy. All right, I mean, just boom. All right, well, that day wasn't the day. All right, they'd kind of grown apart a little bit, and it was also kind of funny because I'm used to, the stunt guys, everybody on the movie, working for me. Okay, this guy was not working for me. He was working for the actor. But the actor told me stories about when they worked together and stuff, and I kind of saw like the whole history of their career together
in the way they handcuffed each other.
Yeah, and there was this one time, they only worked for one day, but it's like they're both dressed in like identical outfits, because that's what you do. They're dressed in identical outfits, and they're sitting in two directors' chairs together, two old duffers, and they're sitting there just shooting the shit with each other, like I'm sure they've done a million times, on sets, going back for 10 years every day. That was kind of part of his job, was to kind of keep the guy company. And again, dressed in, exactly alike, because they're both wearing each other's costumes.
Entourage.
Yeah, exactly. And they can't get over the idea that they were dressed in the exact same costumes with an attempt to do the same hair. And so I'm just sitting there talking, and letting these guys shoot the breeze, and imagining all the time they've done that before, and I go, wow. That's an interesting relationship. There's a whole interesting story there. If one day, I've always wanted to do a movie about Hollywood, about the making of movies or something like that. And if ever that day comes out, then I think this would be a good way inside the story. This would be a good way inside. And so then I just kind of I work on it in between projects, for a little bit, kind of move the rock up the hill, and then put it aside and do the next thing, and then just kind of, and this last time after Hateful Eight was the time that I actually took it over the finish line.
Wow, it seems like it would have been fed by your film collection and running the New Beverly, because you programmed that theater, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, there was this aspect to it that, because I was in 1969. I was 8 All right, so, you know, and I knew what Los Angeles was like back then, because that's when I was there. And, watching old Western reruns on television during the day and the syndication, and knowing what the TV guide looked like and all that stuff. And also being interested in that stuff, so kind of following actors. I mean, I would like watch, every time John Saxon would guest on an episodic TV show, I'd watch it, whether it was like one of his 9 Gunsmokes or his $6 Million Man episode, or where he plays the vampire.
Seems like a John Saxon.
Yeah. Or he plays the vampire on Starsky and Hutch. I would collect those kind of follow those kind of actors. So there was this aspect when I started, oh my God, as I'm writing this, I'm like really kind of getting into it, I'm like, wow, this may be the movie that I've practiced, that I've never been more prepared to write, because I've just spent my entire life putting all this shit into my head, all right? So, and I'm making references that, all the people who are going to get them are like 72 or 73 or 74, all right?
Or really geeky.
Yeah, or really geeky like me. I mean, that was actually really cool, because actually, whenever I gave the script to one of the old timers, that were around in that time, whether it be Bruce Dern, or when Burt Reynolds was going to be in the movie, or Kurt Russell, who actually was there at this time, except he was a little younger, but he went through this whole time. He was on the Virginia, and he was on all the shows. And I chaperoned. And so I couldn't wait to hear what they thought of it, because this was their time.
Right. Well, it seemed to me that your last 2 films were Westerns, and Westerns confused this movie. There's and I'm old enough to remember when there were a slew of Westerns on TV. I mean, every other channel seemed to be a Western. Yeah. And there's something even about the Westerns that were, in the movies, Westerns were starting to move out of favor, and the Westerns that were around, a lot of them dealt with the end of the West. You think about Wild Bunch or Butch Cassidy, it's all about it's going to be over soon. What was it about the Western that made you want to kind of frame this movie in that?
Well, as time has gone on, I've always liked Westerns. I mean, Sergio Leone is my favorite director and everything, but I've always liked Westerns. And I just had done 2 before this. And so the idea to invest as much time and effort as I did into the Lancer episode was sort of my way of actually getting to do a 3rd Western, but kind of sneaking it through the back door. I mean, I'm actually quite proud of the fact that almost all the stuff in the movie that's like, that's media from that time. When you look at either the commercials or any of or the Bounty Law bit, or any of Rick's other movies that you see clips of, the FBI episode. Whenever you see that, it always looks really, really appropriate for what it is. And I was actually as proud of nailing the Bounty Law episode as anything I did in the movie. Because when I looked at it, oh no, this fucking looks like Wanted Dead or Alive. I mean, this looks like a Rifleman episode. I mean, not a parody. I'm like, straight up.
Well, but to be fair, a lot of good directors were, Sam Peckinpah did.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, Sam Peckinpah was, he's one of the real auteurs that actually came out from that. Well, like guys like Richard